And welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And we are fresh back from protests.
Woo!
We record this on Saturday, March 28th, 7 in the evening Pacific time.
Like we had to look at the calendar, we knew what date it was.
Me with my Robert Mueller shirt.
Me with my Cal State Long Beach.
So,
Go Beach. Hi, Terry.
I hit the Livermore protest this time. So I've been to protests a couple times in San Francisco, and then Pleasanton, and then Livermore on this last one. Got there at 10 in the morning, or just a tick after that, and left about 11:45. The protest ended at noon.
Yep.
When I left, I did make sure that I drove by the protest line and honked my horn a lot to say thank you and encourage the protesters there. I would guess the Livermore protests were several hundred people
Yes.
present. And after that, went home, visited my mother, took a drive down to the coast, and then dropped on my brother.
Yes. He called me. Are you home? Why, yes. Then he storms through the front door.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure, he wasn't
Oh, I see.
having
Yes.
relations.
Yes. Well, the fact that I answered the phone was probably a good sign.
Pretty good sign. Don't want to walk in on anything.
No, could you imagine? It'd be a party foul, wouldn't it? I went to a protest as well. I was going to go to the one by my work, but dummy me got the times mixed up a little bit.
But he went to one anyway.
I went to one anyways. I was down by the train station in San Carlos, and there was I bet you there was about 400 or 500 people there by the time I left. It was still growing. There was at least one or two Trumpers that drove by. A guy in a Tesla giving us the bird, which I think he was just signifying how he appreciated us using our First Amendment.
And nobody was offended because it's Elon's car. So
Yeah, exactly. Is what do you expect, right? But it's really. I was feeling my emotions come up every now and again. Because when people come driving by and honking and waving and, giving you the thumbs up, it's that validation that it's not just you that is outraged by what's going on.
And when somebody drives by and honks the horn, the protesters react. They get louder. They cheer. They get louder when they get that acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a positive feedback loop. In Livermore, certainly that was happening. We had exactly two counter protesters. One was some gas passer with his MAGA hat on, driving a truck with a Trump flag and something else, and he felt the need to circle the block a few times. He didn't say anything. He just drove around. I'm sure he felt like he really accomplished something.
Sticking it to the left.
It's $6.50 a gallon. And 10 miles to the gallon. I'm sure he accomplished something.
Yes,
indeed. And then there was one woman who had some sign that said Trump, but you couldn't read it because it was all kind of crumpled up, yelling at people as they drove by, but you couldn't understand what she was saying because she was incoherent. It's like, and I remember looking at the gal next to me. It's like, well, her counter protest isn't particularly effective if you don't know what she's saying.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a Charlie Brown teacher.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see what the official estimated count is for the turnout for this. By all projections, it should be the largest protest ever in the United States. Full stop. And we'll see. In aggravating news, Dave was showing me a kind of a synopsis. Trump had some sort of a briefing today.
It's a post on the Terror by the Bay channel in the post section. This was a press conference he had on Wednesday where over a 45-minute period he rattled off a bunch of contradictory things, saying, we've won the war, but we're not at war, and we're sending Marines in, but we're not putting boots on the ground, and we don't want a ceasefire, but we do want a ceasefire. Iran's begging for a ceasefire, but we've won the war, and oil should be $500 a barrel because that would be great, but we're not at war, but we should win the war. Oh, and Iran should open the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. It's just like this rambling word salad of as epistatic. I can't get
Easy
it
for
right.
you to say.
Puts in his videos. Guy's got frontal temporal dementia. He's just he can't stay on topic. They tried to market it as the weave. He just stream of consciousness, but he doesn't say anything. He just says ideas, things that come to his head, and somehow, and he never gets back to answering the question that he was originally starting on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it just and yeah, I'll leave that one on the sideline with my comment with mom. Um, so a lot of salty things we could read on, but one of the things I was talking to Dave about is like and maybe I'll do this as a solo. It's kind of like what's the economy going to be looking like? Because we did a reading early last week about when right after Trump said that we're this close to an agreement, and the markets were started rallying, and it's just like, guys, seriously, you're being way too optimistic if you're taking Trump at his word.
Exactly.
And by about Wednesday, the markets started figuring out, hey, wait a minute, I don't see a peace plan coming up.
Yeah.
By Thursday it was going down, and by Friday it was really going down. It's the market is so willing to believe the nonsense that Trump is spewing. On Friday, the Dow was down almost 800 points, so the Dow is down to about 45,000. DJT stock is at $8.40, $8.47. I don't know if that's an all-time low, but it's really damn close. It's $8.30 is its year low. So Truth Social's almost at its low, and like I said, my gut feeling is once that's below 6, that's it. He's done.
The S&P 500, its high was 7,000. It's at 63.60 right now, or something like that. So it's 12% off its highs.
Mm-hmm.
And probably still overvalued at that point. One thing that keeps getting pointed out is there's an energy shock going on right now with Iran shutting down the Hormuz Strait. 20% of the world's oil goes through there. Now you think about the maneuvers Trump did in Venezuela and interrupting supply there, but and then releasing sanctions on Iran so they could sell their oil, and then releasing sanctions on Russia. But Ukraine has been attacking Russian ports and other single points of contact for filling and such. And although oil prices have gone up 40%, Russia's ability to deliver oil has gone down about 40%. So Russia's like looking at this great opportunity, and they can't do anything about it because every time they start to reach for that prize, their arm gets pulled back. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be frustrating as hell for them that here's an opportunity to really raise some money for the war, and they can't take advantage of it.
Yep.
But the downside of that global oil shock, getting to the point weave, is that the last time we had something like this was in the mid-70s. Also, 20% of the world's fertilizer goes through that Hormuz Straits, which means that food is now going to be a bit more difficult to grow because fertilizer's not getting out for the crops, which means that places that rely on that aren't going to produce as much food, and countries that would be starving. There's going to be more starvation. Prices are going to go up. This is all inflationary. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to have high inflation, and it's going to stagnate economic growth. No stagnant growth, high inflation is how you get stagflation, yep. Which is that's like having your economy mired in quicksand. Mm-hmm. Good luck getting out.
Yeah, remember those Price Buster stickers on the Safeway packages, meat and stuff, with the lady with the rolling pin?
Is that Safeway or was that Lucky's?
That was Safeway. Oh. So, do you want to do an economy reading?
I don't care.
Let's do an economy reading. We've done a lot of yammering, 10 minutes of yammering about the
economy. Oh, and go check out the by the Bay channel. I've got the second battle of El Alamein up as reenacted by Cats.
Yes, and he's got the drums. He figured out the sound effect.
I remastered the first one to put sound on it, changed some of the captions, added credits
Yes.
at the end. And the second one that's out there.
It's one of those artsy movies where the credits come at the end of the movie, as opposed to the rolling credits at the beginning.
And it is definitely inspired by Monty Python's sketch, the Town Women's Guild reenactment of the Battle of Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely is inspired by that. It's just now randomly. I'll film the cats wrestling. And then I said to Michelle, and she always gets a kick out of watching Nico start a fight that Elle finishes.
Yes.
And it's like, it'd be fun to put that with some captions, and then if I figured out what you had to do is I just had to go find a sound file and then download it like I do the videos.
Oh, okay.
So just drag a sound file over there and try. Some of them you have to pay a fee. It's like I'm not paying anything. I want the free stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
cheap.
Just a drum beat.
Exactly. I don't know how many times they're going to do this, but it was fun. It took me about an hour to get it all put together, and most of that time is spent just fitzing around, trying to get the captions to stay on the screen for long enough for you to read it, but not so long that they're distracting.
Yeah.
And then moving around to time the captions, so that you read the caption and see the action as opposed to the action happens as the caption pops up, because by then it's too late.
Yes.
Like,
They're well done. He's got parts 1 and 2 of the Battle of El Alamein.
Yes, and they are actually historically accurate. I do a little bit of reading on the history to make sure that I've got stuff in there. Make sure the names are spelt properly. Like in this last one, Rommel may have retreated to El Agila after the Battle of El Alamein.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, so check them out. They're on the Terror by the Bay channel. If I get a chance, I'll put a link on our...
They're fun, they're silly, they're a minute and a half long.
Yes.
The first thing it's been a minute
all
and
of
a half
those
long.
things. Okay, so for entertainment purposes only, let's take a look at the economy. How are things looking for the economy coming up here? Okay. Oh, it's raining money.
It's raining. Hallelujah.
Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles. The 10 is, ironically, the end of a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a foundational reading is, we had a lot of good years.
It's had a good run.
It's been a bull run for a long, long time.
I wonder what's going to challenge this bull run.
The challenge is the Three of Pentacles. Stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Agreements. It's funny. When I first saw this, that came to mind was all of the corruption and grifting that's going on in Congress or in the markets, the market manipulations. Minutes before Trump makes some sort of announcement, there's people wagering large options on the price of oil going up or down and making millions of dollars on these. And to the point where investigations are being opened because they think that there's some insider trading going on. It's like they're not even trying to hide it. Nope. I heard even Barron Trump was getting involved in oil futures. I haven't confirmed that, but someone mentioned that in the comments.
I know that he's been involved in crypto. I haven't heard who's been involved in oil futures.
Okay, so foundation is, we had a lot of great years with the money's raining down. But the challenge is the folks that control the economy are having their say. And boy, are we getting a pentacle reading here. Energy underneath it, Page of Pentacles. It's understanding what drives the economy and understanding, what you should be valuing here. My feeling here is we are about to really take a dip, and you really need to understand the value of a dollar and being able to save that dollar because you're going to need it for a rainy day. In the past, you had the Page of Swords. Just all these, the swords are about intellect and ideals, right?
Yeah.
If you take it from that kind of perspective, in the past we had all these great ideas. Trump had all these wonderful ideas on how the U.S. was going to make all this money by putting tariffs on everything, and then bringing manufacturing back to the United States. All the tariff did was it was a tax. We just started paying more money because someone was reckless with their knowledge. Current energy is the emperor. This is Trump's economy. You know, JD Vance came on and had his little soundbite when gas prices were down and the stock market was up, and he said this is all because of Trump's action, President Trump's actions. Now that the stock market's back down and gas prices have gone up 50%, the Dems should be using that as their marketing campaign. Yeah, these are all because of Trump's actions. Because the emperor wanted to have his way. God, it's almost all pentacles. The overarching energy is the Nine of Pentacles. Hey, you had a good time enjoying your money, rich people. You know, the oligarchs had a nice, easy thing going on. The business executives, everyone was living the high life. Lesson to be learned. Eight of Pentacles. God, you think I stacked this deck? We got to get back to work. It's instead of just waiting for the stock market to just make you super duper wealthy on your options, it's all about working and working hard and producing things of value. Outcome is the Queen of Cups. Hold on tight. Hold on to your emotions. This tells me is you're going to have some very volatile markets, and you're just going to have to ride it out at this point. What are you seeing on that?
Basically, they're already talking about the economy going dark. There's people in the government that know what's happening. I was looking at a quote as Gary was doing this, and I was talking about the Thomas Paine Summer Soldier in Sunshine Patriot. Highlights the lack of commitment of the true warrior who endures hardships. We've been in with this market like summer warriors or summer soldiers. It's easy. Mm-hmm. It's easy to make money when everything is going.
Oh, that's true.
It's going great.
Yep.
And now you've got Trump coming in here and single-handedly tanking the market between tariffs and attacking Iran and causing prices of oil to go up astronomically on the price of barrel. I want you to point something out to you. What happened the last time oil went well above $100 a barrel back in 2008?
I remember that.
Then guess what's happening again? So that's why he's terrified. He's trying to, we're going to have this war done in a few days. We're going to get oil out and everything. Yeah. No, you're not. And the markets are going to figure that out. Overarching energy is the Nine of Coins, the oligarchs. The oligarchs think it's all about them, but the lesson to be learned, what you're going to find out, the oligarchs without workers are nothing.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of wealth. And if people stop working and if they're laid off, that's going to shut down the economy something fierce. And we're already seeing the layoffs happening.
Yeah.
The job reports are way down for employment. And a lot of places are laying off. Zuckerberg's laying people off. And this is going to be some hard times that we're about to face.
Was it Amazon? They laid off a whole bunch of workers, and then they paid all the C-level executives millions of dollars in bonuses.
Sounds like something Bezos is company would do. I don't remember specifically.
I'll look that up while you do your.
Yeah, what is the biggest concern right now that's going to decide what's going to happen with this market, with this economy? Now remember, the economy and the stock market, they should be linked, yes, but they are not. The economy is based on facts and the stock market's based on emotions. What do you need to know about the economy? My deck is upside down. What you need to know is we're not going to tell you. All things will be revealed. The Moon card, King of Wands. We got a reversal here of the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups. It's almost like they don't know what they need to do in order to keep the money going. And the problem is the Two of Swords. This is at a crossroads where you get to make a choice. This is telling me you don't get to make a choice. The choice has already been made for you.
Oh, you got a reversal card, huh?
Yeah. Normally, Powell and the Board of Governors and the Fed would be uh, calling the shots, but they don't have the ability to call the shots because they're not getting accurate data. They're not getting the right data, and I think that's the problem here. They cannot manage this problem, and what it's going to lead to is a recessionary type of event. It may not. I think what's going to happen here is we're going to get a shot across the bow of on the economy. It may suffer a bit of a setback here, but it's not the death knell. But that doesn't mean that that isn't coming. So it's like almost like you get an earthquake before the big one,
Yeah.
and enough to sort of rattle your cage and get you to do stuff. But if you don't clean up your act, likely the big one's going to be coming. Elizabeth.
Yeah. Joy, oh joy. We're gonna
So do stuff. Protect yourself
as best you can.
as best you can. Apparently, we all make runs on toilet paper when things get dire. So you might, get some, non-perishable food, some bottled water, maybe grab a case of toilet paper because you may be able to trade that for firearms or gasoline or something like that.
Or donuts.
Ooh, that's my one weakness.
Yes. Yeah, it's I volunteered today for Second Harvest and
Donuts?
not giving donuts. We had a lot of things, but donuts were not one of the things that we were giving out. We pretty much gave out everything. We had enough food for 300 families, and there was a couple of items left over, but we gave out just about everything, and we did that in about 2 hours. A year ago, it was about 200 families, 230 maybe on a good day. Now we're over 300. It's people are struggling out there. I know there's a lot of our folks that are watching these that are struggling. Do the best you can, and just hold on. And there's sources out there for you. Like Second Harvest Food or your food bank or food pantry. Leverage that as best you can, and we'll get through this. But it's going to be a bumpy ride. Trump's painted himself into a corner, and MAG is about to find out.
Yep. All the young men that war, let's go to war. Guess what? They can all volunteer now.
Yeah.
And if they don't volunteer, maybe they'll be voluntold.
Yeah. So, just do a four-parter. How's it looking for the oligarchs in the next 6 to 12 months?
They've been positioning them, so they're going to do fine.
Well, it's one of those things when the market goes down. If you're long on cash, like Warren Buffett has been moving to cash over the last year or so, because he's anticipating a downward. But what's it looking like for the oligarchs over the next year or so? Just a little four-carder. So Queen of Swords, the truth of you're gonna have to face your truth here.
They've been prepping.
It's Three of Wands because of the actions you've taken over the seas, overseas actions that have been happening that involve the government. I guess how you probably trying to influence the government or trying to get favors for the government, and now you've got choices, a bunch of bad choices. This is almost like you can let him out. We got a Punky wants to go outside. It's like the consequences of this war. You supported this. You supported these actions of the government, and now you've got a bunch of crappy choices in front of you. And the burden is all yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't
They're
make me
fine.
feel. Doesn't make me
They're
feel
fine.
bad.
They're prepped. They don't like it. They wanted the gravy train to go longer, but they're prepped.
Yeah, they're gonna feel some of it too. You don't think so? Okay, well, we'll see who's
The
wrong.
foolish ones will. The rest of them know what's going on. I assure you that the oligarchs are all lined up and they're getting ready. When Trump goes, the oligarchs will be behind it. They will have told their congressmen that they are done, and it's time for them to move Trump on.
And late breaking news: we have deliveries of stuff.
This is not late breaking.
This is late breaking news. This is some sort of a cat thing.
It's a cat thing.
Here, I'm gonna give you a pair of scissors because I've been waiting to open this.
Pet plush body pillow.
Yes. You know that when something comes vacuum sealed like this, it is going to be ginormous.
This is obviously an unboxing video.
Yes. Oh, well,
It's already expanding.
It's trying to break free. This came courtesy of Kentucky. If that wants to give you a little bit of
A hint.
a hint. Oh boy, look at this.
Here's for the scissors, man. Yeah. He still needs the safety scissors when he did the time.
Yeah, here we go. There we go. Here, you can model that. That's so cute. You're adorable.
Like Pusheen.
Thank you, Michelle. And yes, we got a little Sharky. So this came from Louisville, Kentucky, courtesy of Michelle, also known as Kentucky Belle. So
Thank you,
hey, again, I've been waiting for Dave to come over. It's been a couple weeks since you've been over.
Yep.
Probably.
So it's an unannounced visit. I was in the area and I haven't seen him in a couple weeks.
So we finally got our own box.
Grace him with my presence.
So thank you so much. We totally appreciate you guys. We'll give you a card on the way go. Oh, we got the judgment card. Yeah, it's our opportunity now to stand up and be counted. That's what March 20th was about. Let's turn the tide now. Let's bring this prank to an end. I'm so tired of this timeline. Anything you'd like to add?
No.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Have a great night.